Hi everybody, welcome to another live stream. Lar from Complete Test Success here. So today we'll do something a little bit different. Initially I had planned on getting students to send me an essay and I was going to correct that essay here, but I didn't get any submissions, which is no problem. I think I didn't post it early enough. So next time I try to do it, I'll give more notice. I just posted it yesterday. So what I'll do instead, so normally when it comes to task 2 in these live streams, I'll share a question and I get all of you to write the essay. What I'm going to do is a little bit different. I'm actually going to write the essay here myself, but based on your ideas. So we'll build up the essay together, but instead of me pointing out your vocab and grammar mistakes, I'll take your ideas and we'll develop that into a full essay. So that's what I want to do today. A little bit different from normal. Ocean Wave, hello, you got here early. Hello to you. Sir, I have a submission I will share now. Sure. I mean, I'm easy enough to do that. Hi from Ukraine. Hello, welcome to the lesson. Hi, Domenico. Yeah, I'm flexible. I can do that. If you want to email it to me there quickly, I'll just open up my email. And okay, so Ibrar, hello. Riyadh from Bangladesh, good to have you here. Kota, hi sir, I'm from India. I'm struggling with partupler. Sir, please help me for my IELTS exam. Yeah, so what you need to do is think of it as a process like this. The first thing you need to do is understand how to write a task 2 essay. There are little things that you need to understand about, what mistakes you can make. You need to make sure your ideas are appropriate. You need to learn how to structure the different paragraphs. You need to learn how many ideas you need and how to respond to each of the question types. So basically learn what to do first, then practice doing it. Now, when you practice doing it, you'll probably do a lot of things right and you'll do some things incorrectly. If you think about it like, if you're learning to drive a car, you can kind of learn by yourself for a while, but then you need a driving instructor to go like, okay, you're doing that wrong. You need to do this, you need to do that. So think of it that way, where you know what to do, but you're just not quite right. And at that point, it's good to get some feedback. It's good to find out what mistakes you're making, and then you can work on those. Hello, how much is your one-on-one rate? Hi, Chung. So it depends on what you're looking for. For essay corrections, 5 essay corrections for 100 USD. And then if you're joining my courses range from 199 up to 799, depending on how much support you need. So, if you need support with writing and speaking, that's more expensive than only writing or only speaking. Or if you need a lot of feedback, that costs more than if you need a small amount of feedback. So it just depends. But if you're interested, Chung, just send me an email, lara@completetestsuccess.com, and I'll just get some information from you and I'll be able to show you which courses would suit you. Kota, thank you, sir. But any other way, sir, contact you personal. If you possible, sir, my task 2, please. So if you're looking for me to do essay corrections, like I just said with Chung, yeah, I do that. And I have full courses where there'll be more one-on-one support and more hands-on support. So yeah, definitely just reach out. You can send me an email there, lara@completetestsuccess.com. So one student said they have an essay, what's new? Where am I going to find this essay? What's new? I don't mind having a look at it because, like I said, the plan was to go through a student's essay and correct it live here today. But I don't see anything from you. So maybe I'll just go with my original plan. And we'll get started. Nis, hi, sir. After a long time of watching your videos today, I took my IELTS exam and got band 6 in writing. Good man. Fantastic. Well done. Glad to hear it. Well done, Nis. Arthur from Ghana, welcome to the lesson. Asif, hi there. Love from Bangladesh. Thanks, Asif. Sajid, welcome. Hi them. Hello. Certain individuals think that online libraries are way more advantageous compared to physical ones. Okay, so you found that question that we were looking at. Yeah, so let's jump in. Let's take a look at it. That what's new, student? I'm just going to move on because I don't see anything and we need to move on here. From Oman, excellent, welcome. Okay, so the question that I had, let me share it with you here, is this. Some people believe that online libraries are more beneficial than physical libraries. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write this essay together with you guys, but I'm going to show you the process that I would go through. Now, what I want to do, instead of taking the full sentence and trying to paraphrase that, what I want to do is I'm going to take a little bit at a time. So some people, now a very, very common mistake that I see, people say many people, they think some and many, it's the same. It's not. It's not the same, they're different. So if you don't know another word with the same meaning, it's actually better just to copy it than to change the meaning or to be unclear. So if you're inaccurate, or if you are changing the meaning, if you're inaccurate or if you're unclear, that's worse than copying a word from the question. Many people have this idea that changing the word in the question is essential. No, it's good. If you can do it, absolutely you should, but it's not essential. So what we'll do is we'll change the words that we can change and we will copy the words that we can't change. So let's start with that. Okay, so some people, now believe, I can say think, feel, go with think. Now, that online libraries are more beneficial. That online libraries, I don't know another way to say that, offer more benefits. You might think beneficial and benefits, it's the same word, but if I know another form of the word and I can use it accurately, that's just as good as changing the word completely. So some individuals think that online libraries offer more benefits than physical libraries and say conventional libraries, conventional being the ones that we would normally be used to. Okay, so that's the paraphrase. That's the first thing I always need to do. Next thing then is I need to write an outline. So my outline is going to be, I have to say whether I agree or disagree. So it'll be something like this. I completely agree or maybe disagree with this idea because, and then I'll have idea A and idea B. Okay. So obviously I need to say whether I agree or disagree, but that will depend on the ideas that I come up with. So if I come up with 2 ideas for agreeing, well, then I'll say that. Or if I come up with 2 ideas for disagreeing, well, then I'll say that I disagree. I don't really care too much about what my real opinion is. When I'm trying to write my essay, my real opinion isn't something that I worry about because I want to focus on writing a good essay and making it as easy as possible for me. So what I'd like you guys to tell me is what ideas can we use? So you tell me what ideas you think we can use for this question. Once I find 2 ideas for agreeing, we'll continue with that. Or when we find 2 ideas for disagreeing, we'll continue with that. Post the question. So there's the question there. Aha. Love from India. Hey, Baba, welcome. Screen not clear, sir. Please fix that. It's probably the resolution on your YouTube settings. Okay, so I'm not going to go into giving individual feedback. That's what I normally do, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different today. So I'm not going to give individual feedback on your writing. I'm going to write the essay based on your ideas. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to look too much at your vocab and your grammar as we normally do in these Task 2 live streams. I'm going to construct the essay and kind of talk to you about what am I thinking, what factors am I considering, what mistakes do people often make. Okay, Sammy, Online libraries help people save time and money. Absolutely, yeah, we can do that. What I would worry about that though, save time and money, how am I going to explain that? So if I'm going to explain it saves time, it's because I don't need to drive to the library. And if it's because I save money, it's because I don't need to spend money on petrol driving to the library. So essentially, I don't have to drive to the library. That's one idea. And to say that it's two ideas by saying time and money, well, I think that my development is going to be very similar. And if we have repetitive ideas, then we end up with a band 4 for task achievement. Obviously, we don't want that. So my concern is, how are you saving money? And I don't understand how you're saving money. I mean, local libraries are generally free. Online libraries are free. So if they're all free, how are we saving money? It's because we don't have to drive there, the money it costs to drive there. So I'm not going to go with money. Money, I'm concerned, not that it's wrong. You might have another reason why it saves money. But my concern is that we're just talking about driving. Okay, so we could potentially say, and now I'm not going to write it down yet because we need two ideas. But so far, for agreeing, we have one idea, is it saves time. Now, I'm just going to stay looking at your ideas. I'm just going to stay looking at the ideas that you are all sharing with me. Once I get two ideas for agreeing, I'm going with that side. Or once I get two ideas for disagreeing, I'm going with that side. So this idea about saves time, I might not use this in my essay. Let's just wait. Let's see what other ideas we think of first, and then we will decide from there once we get the first two ideas. So where am I from? I'm from Ireland. From Ireland. It's in West Europe. Can we use brick and mortar instead of physical? Absolutely, yeah. Brick and mortar libraries. Let's do that. Okay, I strongly agree with this belief, and I think that online libraries contain countless books in different fields, and also they shorten the research time significantly. Okay, there's shortened research time. They have more resources. Okay, so I had saved time, and we're going to say more resources. Okay, I like it. So that's our two ideas. That's our two ideas. So let's add those to the essay. So we're going to say, I completely agree with this idea because online libraries generally have a wider selection of resources, of books, and using online libraries saves time. All right, that's our introduction done. Now, we're going to move on to body paragraph 1. And in body paragraph 1, I want to focus on the first idea from my essay, from my introduction. Online libraries generally have a wider selection of books. Now, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but sometimes when people are organizing their paragraphs, they talk about the second idea first and the first idea second. But that's obviously not the most logical way to organize your ideas. So we're not going to do that. Also, people get really worried about changing. So they feel like, I don't want to use the exact same words again. Well, if you have another way to say it clearly, then of course you should. That's fine. But if you don't have another way to say it clearly, then don't put more pressure on yourself than you need to. You know, maybe you just end up saying the exact same phrase again. So you might end up just saying, we might end up with saying exactly the same thing as we did in the introduction. They have a wider range, a wider selection of books. And if it's the case that you need to do that, if you don't have the vocabulary to paraphrase the idea, don't worry about it. The best thing you can do is be clear and be accurate. That's the most important thing. If you need to copy it, copy it. If you can change it, you should. If you cannot change it, you should copy it. But don't make things more complicated than they need to be. All right. So I'm going to change this. They have a larger range of books. Okay, so from here, I am interested in your ideas. So can you tell me how you would develop this idea? What type of information would you include here? Now, don't worry about writing the full paragraph. What I would like more so from you is, let's say, like an essay plan. Just like what would the ideas be? What pieces of information would you include? Once I find something relevant, we'll add that to the essay and move on to the next paragraph. Okay, let's have a look at the other comments. Portable and convenient. Convenient is too vague, actually. Convenient is vague because convenient just means that it's good. It's an advantage. It's beneficial. So, you know, we wouldn't say, I believe it's an advantage because it's an advantage. But that's basically what you're saying when you say it's convenient. Hi from Bangladesh. Hi, Amida. Welcome. I disagree. Normal libraries do not rely, just a spelling mistake there, do not rely on the internet connection and even will be working without electricity. Okay, so that would be one idea. So it's better not to be relying on technology. Good. Information, so that's a paraphrase. Can access anytime and anywhere. Good. Yeah, so that would work, definitely. Accessible through computers. So they have more resources that are available to computers with an internet connection. So you're just kind of describing, you're doing in this, too much of what you've written is describing what an online library is, and it distracts from what your main idea is. Your main idea is that they have a large amount of resources. So that would be one idea to say why you agree or disagree. And I wouldn't put any of the other information. We don't need to explain to the reader what an online library is. We just need to explain why they're better or why they're not better. That's all. Easy access, absolutely. Yeah, that's correct, Abir. That would work. Okay, that works as well, Domenico. Online libraries can use inaccurate resources and we can check their authenticity. Online libraries can use inaccurate resources. I think you're after confusing. I think there's a spelling mistake here. So maybe online libraries can use inaccurate resources and we cannot check their authenticity. I think that's probably what you're going. So you would say you're disagreeing because they're less reliable. I think that's good. I think that's suitable. Well done. Do I necessarily have to state my reasons in the thesis statement? Can I just say I agree with the statement for the following reasons and start discussing them in the paragraphs? Yeah, you can do that, but it's not as strong and it doesn't offer the same amount of cohesion between each paragraphs. So for your coherence and cohesion score, it's all about how are the ideas connected with one another, how are the sentences connected with one another, how are the paragraphs connected with one another. So you're correct, you don't have to do it, but it's better to include it because it creates a stronger connection between the paragraphs. Easy access, yep, definitely, Abir, that's right. Again, more customized research of information in addition to being cost effective and time saving. So that's 3 ideas, Domenico. But yes, you can find information more quickly, but is that not customized research of information? Surely that's about saving time, more cost effective. So we talked about talking about time and money. It might be possible, but in my understanding, The only reason that you would be spending money on a normal library is driving there. Like it's free. It's free. Public libraries are generally free. So I'm not sure why an online library would be cheaper besides the transportation costs. Sammy, I can't find the ideas here. Okay, so this looks like an introduction, and it looks like you're explaining your ideas in the introduction. We won't explain them yet. We'll just develop them first. People think that digital libraries are better than physical libraries. I completely agree with this statement, both because idea 1 and idea 2. Yep, so that's what we would do. Okay. I have a lot of comments here. What I'm going to do, just to keep the lesson kind of focused, I'm going to start skipping the comments that aren't relevant to what we're doing right now. So what I'm looking for is, how can we develop this idea here? That they're more beneficial because they have a larger range of books. So that's the only thing that I'm going to look at. I'm going to start skipping ideas here. Hi, Maribel. So just looking at this, so the last 3 comments I have here, having the physical version of the book, it's not clear if that's a good or a bad thing. Gives an opportunity to find books you want easily. That's not related to why they have a larger range. An advantage of online libraries is the fact that they save greater space. Yeah. Yep. That's okay. Okay, so I don't have any ideas. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to write this paragraph myself. Okay, so the first reason why I believe that online libraries are more beneficial is that they have a larger range of books. So now we need to explain, why do they have a larger range of books? Oh, how long is this? Is it kind of a bit too long, I wonder? 121, a little bit long. Okay. But basically what I've done there is I have explained why they have more resources. They have more. It doesn't cost as much, and they're not limited by space. So that's why you'll find more books in online libraries. So what I'd like to do before I move on is just if anybody has any questions about this. So when you look at this paragraph, are you confused about it? Is there any questions you have? Do you want to talk about this at all? Good. So that's a point that I made. Good. Exactly. Yep. So we're on the same wavelength. We're explaining why. One thing that I'll just say while I'm waiting for your questions, there are a lot of candidates who they kind of forget what the question is about. So when they're describing online books having a larger online libraries having a larger range of books, they talk about why that's good. So they say it's really good to have a wider range of books because, and they talk about that. But we don't want to know why that's good. We want to know why that's possible. Like, how can that happen? Why does that happen? So always remember, you're trying to develop your ideas in the context of what the question has asked you to discuss. So if you're just talking about your ideas more generally and not talking about how they're connected to the question, then that will be irrelevant and that will keep your score down. Can we say certain instead of some? It depends on the context. It depends on the context. I'd need to see the full sentence that you're thinking of. Sammy saves money. So that's the next paragraph. Is it, Sammy? Oh, no, because we said saves time, not saves money. So I'm just going to keep you on track, Sammy. We're going to try and stick with the lesson, stick with the essay and the lesson. Mirabelle, please. I wrote IELTS general test on 27th of May, and you got a 6.5 in writing. Thanks for your tuition and joining your live teachings. Most grateful. Fantastic. Congratulations, Mirabelle. Well done. Sounds like plenty of people getting their scores. Great. I'm pretty sure that issue with clarity is your internet connection, because if the problem is my end, I'll get a warning here. So Sammy, this is the same paragraph again. Larger range of books. Okay, so maybe let's have a look here. Virtual storage space, for example, on cloud storage servers of online libraries allow them to enlarge their storage space. You're kind of repeating yourself, but your idea is relevant. And when necessary, without being restricted by the limitation of their construction capacity. In addition, they can also support a variety of media resources, such as videos. No, because we just said a larger range of books. We didn't say videos or audio books. So no, I wouldn't include that. That would have been a different idea. You could have said that online libraries are better because they have a wider range of resources, but we said range of books. So we can't include that here. While physical libraries may provide a more tangible experience, I argue that they're due to extensive digital collections, which makes it time saving. I don't know, having an extensive collection and time saving. I would say, and they are time saving. You could have those as two different ideas, but I don't see the relationship between being extensive and time saving. Because definitely, cause is spoken English only. We don't shorten it. You can shorten because to cause in spoken English, but that's not suitable for writing. Sammy, I'm not sure information is present. Technology. I'm not sure what this is about, Sammy. It feels like you're not following the lesson. So I'm going to stick with the lesson. I'm going to stick with the lesson here because it's going to be confusing, Sammy, if we kind of jump over to what you're sending me. So just for the sake of all the students, we'll just stick with the one essay. Okay, so that's our first body paragraph finished. Now the next one is, we're going to say that using online libraries saves time. Okay, so furthermore, okay, so that's a phrase we got from another student, bricks and mortar. So let's use that. Okay, so now what I need to know is, how are we going to develop this idea? I think it's important to be able to see the question. So let me just shrink down this stuff here so that we can see what idea we're focusing on and what the topic of the question is. Because obviously, you know, we're not just talking about our main idea. We're talking about our main idea in the context of the question. So looking at the idea and not considering the question isn't going to result in a good paragraph. Okay, so same task again. How can we develop this idea? I'm going to give you a minute or two just to share what points you would include in your essay for this point. I'm very sorry. What points you would include in the paragraph for this main idea. Okay, so I'll just wait a minute. When I see some appropriate ideas, I'll add them in. Or if I don't find any appropriate ideas, I'll just use my own. Do not need to commute. Absolutely. Yeah, good. Can access them remotely. So that's the same idea. So definitely, let me start with that. So, okay. So for all right. So that's definitely a good start. We need a little bit more. That's not quite enough, but definitely a good start. So what else can we say? Now, the reason it's not enough, the reason we need more is because that's 64 words. This essay has two main ideas, which means we're writing two body paragraphs. Each body paragraph needs to be about 100 words long. So we need a little bit more for this. Sammy, saves time. It's easier than having to read through hundreds of books in library looking for a single piece of information. It saves a lot of time and effort For instance, I'm always able to complete my research projects at the comfort of my home. Use the web as much faster than I would. Okay, good. I like it. So we can take this. So Sammy says how fast you can find the information is another reason why it's faster. Okay. Okay. So let's say excellent. So basically, we're using the search function instead of doing it manually. 104 words. That's good. Excellent. Okay, so before I write the conclusion, let me just have a look at the other comments I have here. Don't need to leave the house, which means you can access them from the comfort of your home. Yep, definitely. You can find any books with just one click using the internet. I wouldn't go with one click. That's more of a kind of a marketing thing. With just one click, you can, do something great. That's more kind of like a marketing term. We wouldn't really use that. You can access online libraries at the click of a mouse compared to the time needed to travel to reach physical libraries, not to mention long queues. Good. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Queues as well. We could have added that you'll never have to wait in a queue when you go to when you use an online library. Very good. I'm not going to include that in the paragraph because we've already got enough ideas, but definitely that would have been suitable. Avoiding driving, no need to book the books in advance. Excellent. I hadn't thought of that one either. And that in itself would be, that could even be another benefit, that you don't need to book the books in advance, that the resources will never be out. Because if you go to a normal library, somebody else might have the book. That's never going to happen. So yes, we could definitely include that in this paragraph, but I think we could even had another paragraph about that if we had chosen to do so. Every book in one click. Good. Advanced search capabilities enabling precise searching by keywords. Excellent. Wow, there's much specialized vocabulary and simple but clear grammar and linkers. Well, I mean, it's not that impressive when I do it because English is my first language. So, I think, thank you for the comment, but I would never say it's impressive that my English is good. If I could do it in a second language, what's much more impressive is that all of you are communicating with me in a second language. So I wouldn't highlight me as being having impressive English in the same way it's not really impressive for you to have good, your first language being good. So thank you, but I still maintain it's more impressive that you can all communicate with me in English. That's far more impressive than what I'm doing. Okay, so that brings us then to the conclusion. So our last paragraph, and what I see quite often is people include way too much new information, or another big problem is you've mentioned the idea twice already. So online libraries generally have a wider selection of books. They have a larger range of books. And now you need to say it again. You're like, what am I going to say? I've just said it twice. I don't have any more vocab left to say it in another way. And don't worry about it. Just use the exact same phrase again. Okay, so in conclusion, Oh, I think, did I make a mistake? Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I'd forgotten to write completely up here. There we go. Simple as that. My opinion and my two main ideas. That's all I need in the conclusion. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. And that there is our full essay. How long is that essay? Probably a little bit too long. I wrote too much for the first body paragraph. 287. No, that's just about right. To be fair, our conclusion is a little bit short, so that makes sense. But we've included everything we need to include in the conclusion. So I'm not disappointed with this conclusion. You know, we needed to include, and that's what you need to consider. Like, it's not about how many words, it's about what information. We've included the opinion, the two main ideas. We've put in everything we need to put in, so it's absolutely fine. Okay, so to finish up, I'll just have a look. If anyone else has questions or comments or concerns, let me know. Actually, I also want to share a link with you guys for my free live feedback lessons on Zoom. So these are my free group classes on Zoom every week. So you'll see the link in the comments. You'll also see the link in the video description. And yeah, if you want to join me on Zoom tomorrow for that lesson, just click on the link and sign up, and you'll see all the schedule of what lessons, the times of the lessons, the dates of the lessons, and the link that you need to join the Zoom meeting. So yeah, click there, sign up, and you'll see all of that. Domenico, you're very welcome. Absolutely no problem. Bava, hi sir, could you give a band score to this essay, which has been written? Oh, we'd be looking at a band 8.5 or a band 9 for that, easily, for sure. And how long did it take us to write it? It is now 11:12. So it took us 42 minutes to write it. So you can see that because we were talking, we were discussing it together, we were looking at other ideas. But I'll tell you something that helps a lot is I can type. That makes it a lot easier. I have a lot of candidates. They're in with two fingers typing, and that's obviously going to take a lot more time. Hamidi, is there any feedback or resources that we could follow? Yeah. Well, I'm obviously going to recommend my own resources and feedback. So there's my email address, lara@completetestsuccess.com. If you want one-on-one feedback, send me an email. And if you're just looking for resources, you can use my website, Complete Test Success. Just search for completetestsuccess.com online. You'll find it there. You're very welcome, Mabel. You're going to write the full essay. Good. As well, just consider, what I would recommend is kind of take what you've learned from this and write another essay, because we've already looked at all the ideas. We've looked at which ideas are suitable, which ideas are not suitable. So you'd actually learn more from, going and writing an essay for a different question. No problem. Pava, you're welcome. Sir, I'll be wandering around your country for the IELTS exam. Okay. Maribel, no problem at all. Is it okay to write more than 300? Yeah, it is. The problem with writing longer essays is very often candidates who write longer essays don't stay on topic. So they're writing stuff that's irrelevant. And also, if you write a long essay, you might get in the habit of writing long essays, and then you don't have enough time to plan your essay properly at the start and check your essay for vocab and grammar mistakes at the end. So is it okay? Yes, but it's not the best use of your time. Have you worked at IELTS Advantage? I have. I worked there for 4 years. Word limit. Can our essay extend up to 280 words? Yeah, 280 is a good length. No, it's not okay. I'm not sure what that's about now. You'll be in Dublin. Very good. Not too far from me at all. Hope you have a good time. Okay, so that's it for today, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow in the live feedback lessons, or I'll be back next week with another live stream. So either way, talk to you again soon. Those of you who have tests coming up, best of luck. And everyone else, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye for now.